This is a difficult free for Paul Winters, but the confidence that this Bridges team are playing with is very impressive.
Well, Paul Winters certainly gives it everything. It may be holding up a little bit to the left. It does in fact go left, and it's gone wide. But again, you said all about confidence. He backed himself to get that. And as this ball is taken out quickly as far as Kevin Heatherton. Kevin Heatherton goes very, very long into that full forward line. Now that's a superb score. That just shows you the breeze.
Yeah,
that just shows you the strength of it.
And Kevin even broke his hurl in the process there. That was a great score.
Well, that just might be the inspiration that Craobh need to get themselves back into this game.
Yeah, a great catch by Owen Dunn and just a high hurl by Gary Kelly there. Probably just a warning from the referee, but could result in more of a yellow.
Yes, since half time, there have been a few hot spots, and Gary Kelly is the latest player to receive the yellow card. But you can see that Craobh know they have to up the intensity, but then you have to be careful not to overdo that.
Yeah, it's difficult, especially you can't be giving away frees, scoreable frees to a player like Paul Winters. This is a difficult free now, having said that, but Craobh really, to get themselves back in this game, everything has to go right for them and they have to cut out that mistakes.
Well, last time out, Paul Winters got the distance. It just tailed off a little bit to the left in terms of direction. So he'd be hoping now just to perhaps hit this a little bit left and hope it'll come back. And that looks like what he's done, or has it just gone a bit too far to the right-hand side this time? So perhaps he overcompensated on that. But still, Brigids looking secure enough in the way that they're playing this game at the moment. They look content. They look as if they're satisfied with the way things are going. And
yeah,
that was
a disappointing mistake from Craobh Chiarain there. They're the mistakes that are killing themselves, and looking back on the match, they'll be very disappointed that they didn't perform to the level that they can. Everyone can lose a match if you've performed well, but knowing you left something out there is a very tough pill to swallow.
And people very rarely remember what happens in semi-finals. Finals, yes, but semi-finals they tend to be forgotten. The objective today is to get to the final on October the 20th, and that's really all. So another opportunity now for St. Brigids. Their footballers are gone from the football championship, so the focus now totally on the hurlers. And with this good bunch of young hurlers coming through, there'll be great excitement in the club if this match stays the way it is. Paul Winters striking it, but is that one good? No, it's gone to the left and wide. So he's had three. They weren't easy, but he's had three now that have gone left or right of the uprights.
No, and that can explain how Kieran Keane-Derwin had difficulty in the first half. The breeze out there must be very stiff.
Change there for Craobh Chiarain. Stephen O'Brien coming on wearing the number 24. It looks like it's Derek O'Reilly who's heading off on that far side of the field.
You just have a very interesting tactic on the Chester poke out, that they know what's going long, that they're leaving a corner back completely free and their half forward line are dropping very deep.
Well, an opportunity down there. That ball dropped no more than 5 or 6 metres from Alan Nolan's goal line, but it's gone to the left and wide. Well, I suppose the fact is, if you know what they're going to do with their long puck, then you might as well have extra men back instead of somewhere else that they're not needed.
Yeah, I'd say Johnny McCurk has taken the philosophy that the corner back will only hit at the same distance anyway, so they're trying to protect up that D as much as possible.
Nice ball into the corner. Johnny McGurk had it, lost it. Has to really battle hard to try and get that one back, and he does. He's going nowhere just at the moment, but he managed to get the pass in as well. Bridges are going back out the field. Kieran Kellett went to pass that ball. It just went away from his hand, and in the end, an opportunity for the goal. It might just squeeze inside on that. It's gone out for a 65. The shot, I think, in the end came from Keith Mullally.
Yeah, the ball might have been across to Keane O'Sullivan there. He was standing with his hands up, but they'll get to 65.
Yeah, good save from Stephen Chester. He just couldn't get it far enough away to take it completely out of harm's way. But in the end, it's gone for a 65, but it was a good save from the goalkeeper. Good shot from Keith Mullally. Good save in response. But again, it keeps the pressure with the 65 back on Craobh.
It's interesting to see the role of Owen Dunn in this Bridges team, that he's wearing number 11 on his back, but he seems to be going and drifting in where he wants. Johnny McGurk seems to have given him that licence to drift and try get on ball, and he certainly has done that. He's been very influential for Bridget so far.
Well, surprisingly again, that breeze much more difficult than we thought, because that's Paul Winters again missing, and that's 4 in a row since half time. Stephen Chester into that full forward line. It's more of a hopeful one there, and St. Brigids have got plenty of bodies back to try and make sure that nothing breaks down or nothing happens as a result of it. There's a real ruck going on over there, and that one will come to nothing as well. Bridges know what they're doing, and they're nullifying that long ball from Stephen Chester.
No, it doesn't seem that Craobh have they don't seem to have it in them today to get back into the game. That they're missing chances, they're giving away frees, and they don't seem to be able to shut down the forward threat of Brigids. Craobh will be very disappointed. I've said it already, but they'll be very disappointed that this isn't the performance that they've put up all year. That they had a very comprehensive win over St. Vincent's, who had a great win over Ballybowden. So Craobh will be disappointed with the performance today, right?
Yeah, it's difficult to work that out, because they beat Vincent's by double scores. I think it was 22-11. Vincent's beat Ballybowden. Ballybowden were a team you saw yourself and how good a team they were. So it's difficult to, again, teams play well on different days, and this isn't one of Craobh's days.
No, and that can happen, and it could be for a combination of things, of pressure, or new semi-final, young players. It can be a very difficult thing to put your finger on, and then it's as simple as some days things don't go your way.
Cian Derwin will take the free this time. Now, no doubt this time with the breeze at his back, he'll either go for the uprights or drop this one fairly close, and this will be a good opportunity for them. We've seen Stephen Chester's long puckouts, but this one now from Cian Derwin, it's very high. Is it straight? That's a very good score. That's his best score of this game so far, I think, because there was a bit of pressure on him there to get that, and that was a good score.
Yeah, every score is crucial to Craobh Chiarain, and Cian must know that down the pitch. So that was a great score from a young fella.
Well, despite the fact that Bridget's look in total control, there's still just those 2 goals between them, and in hurling things can change very, very quickly. The Bridget's full back there. Andrew Dunphy pushing forward. Kieran Kellett. Oh, Paul Kelly tried to get that ball up, eventually does. An opportunity for him now to go for the score. He strikes it off the left. It might just stay out to the left as well. That's the unfortunate. A point there would have really made it interesting.
Yeah, Paul Kelly, he had time. He's normally a sharpshooter. He'd be disappointed with that. But again, it's just they're winning the dirty ball there, which should give them a lift, and then they're disappointed with the finish, and that just sucks the momentum out of the game.
Owen Dunn there went down on that ball. Crowd appealed for the free. He didn't get it. Kieran Kellett pumps the ball forward. Undoubtedly looked as if there was a little bit of a tug off the ball there. The referee disagreed, and Craobh can now try and get something started again. But again, the extra man there in that half back line for Brigids gobble up the possession, and Brigids come attacking once again. Cian O'Sullivan, good cross-field ball. A chance of the score. A very good score. I think it might have been Paul Winters who got on the end of that one on the far side, but a really good score.
The score was created from Cian O'Sullivan. He's having a fantastic game. That might be the first ball he's touched in the second half, but he's a player that's dependent on his teammates to get the ball into him, and when they do, he really is on fire today.
In fact, it wasn't Paul Winters that got that score. It was Johnny McGurk who got that score for St. Brigids. Now Craobh have got to come again, start it all once again, try and build something. Mark Kavanagh, solid there in the centre of that defence. Plays it back as far as Cathal Doyle. Cathal Doyle goes for that long ball inside. Well caught inside, and as players are bouncing off one another inside. Craobh now. The long ball into the corner. Kieran McGarren did well to get it up. Can he get a shot in? He's going to go for it anyhow. It might just drop a little bit shorter to the right. It's gone to the right, it's gone wide. But that was probably more what they're hoping for, getting good quick ball down there, one-on-one, and create an opportunity.
Yeah, it probably wasn't the shooting option. Ciaran should have probably tried to recycle the ball out and not take a shot over the shoulder. But it seems like a symptom of Craobh Chiarain's day, that just things don't seem to be clicking for them, which is very disappointing for them.
Well, we've had 17 minutes. We're into the final quarter of this game. You see Keith Mullally going off on that far side of the field for St. Brigids. But St. Brigids must be content. They're well in control of this game. unless something extraordinary happens now. It looks like they're heading for their first county final since 2003, when ironically enough they played Craobh Chiarain and were beaten in that final, but they've won a free now as well. Owen Dunn is putting in a big shift, as you said. He's all around the field, far side there a moment ago, winning good possession, getting the sideline, always at the centre of what's going on this side.
He seems to be a puck out option for Alan Nolan, and every ball is straight in front of him, faced height running out to it, so he seems to be making Brigids stick. And Paul Winters has gone in full forward, and Cian O'Sullivan has come out to centre forward, so it might be just a chance to try get Cian on some fresh legs and some ball.
And who else but Paul Winters will take this free. This one very much within his range. He hasn't been too successful at the start of this second half, but I think that might just end now. It does end now. Paul Winters strikes that one right between the uprights, no difficulty whatsoever. And suddenly you get a feeling that Brigids are about to pull away that little bit in this game, unless Craobh can create something extraordinary, something magical. And that one might be the start of it.
It was a great score. Alan McCrabb, I think it was, to catch and score over the shoulder like that. That ball travels 100 plus yards, so great score from Alan McCrabb there. And that's for the young lads of Craobh Chiarain. That's who they'll be looking to steer them back into the game. Yeah,
it would be interesting whenever a player of his status in the game, when they do something, then the rest of the team tend to respond to that.
Yeah, exactly. In the crowd as well, and the mayor issues for Craobh Chiarain are underneath his hair, and you can hear them shouting now, so that hopefully will get them back into the game, because with Chester's long ball, and if the ball can break in front of the goal and they get a goal, Craobh Chiarain can pull themselves back into it.
There's some 10 minutes plus to go in this second half. That one was being appealed as a high challenge. Owen Dunn kept going though, and Owen Dunn makes little of the high challenge, and he sends it over the cross, but that's a heartbreaker for Craobh.
Yeah, great score by Owen Dunn. A small bit of afters, might be a ticking or yellow card from them, but nothing in it. Great score by Owen Dunn to take the pace and to burst through 3 tackles like that.
So Owen Dunn increases the Brigids total to 2 goals and 13 points. There's an 8-point margin now. It's a long way back for Craobh, and they've got to make every use that they can of the long ball from the puck out of Stephen Chester. It's down there again into that full forward line, but once again, good defending from St. Brigids. Jack O'Neill was the one who was first to it. And while Craobh have the line ball on the far side, Conor Ryan will take it for them, some 45 metres out. Looking at the picture perfect Parnell Park that we have, as that ball is cut into that full forward line, but it's again overhit everyone and gone out to the right and wide. And as I said, it's difficult to appreciate that with Parnell Park looking so well, despite all the rain they had here yesterday for the 2 matches. The 2 matches yesterday, by the way, with the Senior B Championship final, which was won by Scully Connell, and then they had the Junior A as I speak. That one's going off to the right hand side as well. But they had the Junior A, and that one was won by Finn Gallions, and good to see that Paul Flynn can hold a hurling stick as well.
Yeah, someone with the athleticism of Paul Flynn competing at Junior A would have been an interesting prospect. But just, again, Nolly with a rare mistake from a puck out, and Craobh Chiarain need to punish that, but it just went wide. And that's the kind of thing that's draining the team, instead it should be giving you a lift.
I think that's probably the first loose possession we've seen inside from Brigids in this game. And they're quick, their stick work is good, they react to the ball coming down very, very quickly. And Dara Plunkett now with a bit of confidence growing. Cian O'Sullivan just goes anywhere and everywhere. And a hard challenge that time, but
Andrew Dunphy would want to be careful. I don't know how he can protest that, and he's already on a yellow card. Things
this could be difficult for him, yes.
I'm not sure what Sean Stack will decide here, but Andrew Duffy wanted to be careful.
He's certainly shown
the
red
card,
and that's the red. Second yellow red. So Craobh down to 14 players.
No, it was disappointing. It was a definite second yellow. It was a high tackler on the head, and refs have been consistent all year with giving a yellow for that.
Yes, it has become a feature of the game that referees now have been told to look out for that, and that it's one of their prime. Even though it's the referee told me he just goes by all the rules, but that is one this year that's come into focus.
Yeah, definitely. GAA seem to be really focusing and cranking down on the head-high tackles, and rightly so.
Paul Winters, tight enough angle, bit of a breeze, won't make it as easy as normal perhaps for him. Hits it very, very high, but the umpire I think is going to signal that one is wide. Paul hasn't had a good second half overall with his frees. His percentage would certainly be down, but Brigids are under no pressure really though.
No, but it just tells the story of the win down there, that both free takers in the first half when they were playing against the Breeze had difficulty.
And Paul Winters had an opportunity there for a split second to make up for that. He didn't get the opportunity though. The ball inside from James O'Connell, one of the subs, up as far as Robbie Mahan for Craobh. Did well there. Just overhit that one on Paul Kelly, so it's going to be an opportunity for Cian O'Sullivan. Cian can't control it though. But Brigids have it still through Mark Kavanagh. Mark Kavanagh will play it back though as far as Cian O'Sullivan, and Cian O'Sullivan, his pace there, he just tore away from the markers to Johnny McGurk, and Johnny McGurk hits a great one. The crowd were celebrating that from the moment it left his stick. Johnny McGurk, the icing on the cake perhaps for St. Bridget at this stage. Oh, brilliant save from Alan Nolan.
What a save from Nolly there. A great move from Alan McCrabb. I don't know how he spotted that pass, but the save from Nolan there is just second to none. The reflexes to get down and to push it away out of danger as well is just a top quality skill to have. And you know, there's a reason why he's an All-Star nomination himself a couple of years ago and regarded as one of the best keepers around.
Yeah, that really was a tremendous save. Low to his right, the most difficult area perhaps to get down for a shot of that nature. Well, Craobh will just be thinking to themselves, it's a pity we didn't open up things a little bit sooner. Even at this stage they'll be hoping for something to perhaps give a little bit more respect to the scoreboard perhaps. They'd have been hoping to get a lot closer than this even if they were going to be defeated. But Brigids again, as Cian Derwin played that ball very low in, hoping for something to create a goal. But Brigids now looking increasingly good. Kieran Kellett, long ball into the corner. James O'Connell, he's got Owen Dunn outside him. He perhaps should have used Owen Dunn there rather than going for the shot himself. And Craobh Chiarain clear the danger. Paul Kelly, and again they're going to go low, try to create something. It won't be anything that'll trouble Jack O'Neill perhaps, although it's now become a bit of a scrap, and the referee's given the free in, which I have no doubt that Craobh are going to take as quickly as they possibly can. Billy Ryan there, who scored a point from a free earlier on, was going to take that one. But Alan McCrabb, chance of a goal.
A difficult shot. Bridges will have 5 on the line, including Alan Nolan. A difficult shot. You can see Coola begin their usual routine warm up behind the goal there, but as I said, a difficult shot for Alan McCrabb.
Well, Alan McCrabb will go for the goal. It's gone out off one of the defenders. It could have been Alan Nolan actually who got that. That was a difficult enough shot with all the red and white in there without all the red of Coola behind the goals as well. It must have looked like an army bearing down on him. The opportunity there for Conor Ryan, and Conor Ryan takes a good score.
Yeah, Conor's a good player. He's worked hard all day. It's been a difficult middle third for Craobh Chiarain. Conor has put himself about.
Less than 4 minutes left in this first of the afternoon semi-finals. Unless something extraordinary happens now, it's going to be victory for St. Brigids. A nice ball. And it looked as if it was a ball tailor-made for Paul Winters there, but he just couldn't dig it out from under his feet, and Craobh have the opportunity to take this one away. Conor Ryan again in the centre of the field, uses the wind, goes long, but there's plenty of Bridges players there, and that really was tremendous fielding. The ball ends up on this side of the field with the cornerback Jack O'Neill, but it was Dara Plunkett who made the original catch, and it was Dara Plunkett who plays the ball on now, and Bridges now looking for something that I don't think is going to come back far enough. I think the umpire's quite right on that one. It just stayed left, but that really was a spectacular catch by Dara Plunkett. That's really would just sap the energy out of you if you're trying to get on the ball for a Craobh Chiarain player.
Bridges are moving the ball around incredibly well today. They're passing the ball off the shoulder and then going for return passes. I think it's safe to say now that Bridges will be progressing through to the final, but they'll get massive confidence from this, and not only have they got the win, but they've got a win through a massive and a very efficient performance, and Johnny McGurk will be delighted for that.
Craobh with an opportunity, but the little flick doesn't come off this time, and an opportunity now for Donnacha Ryan to tidy up there for Brigids. It's close to the sideline. The Bridget supporters were appealing there for a foul on Paul Winters, but Craobh still have the possession, and surely that's going to be a free. I think it will be. It's gone over the sideline on the far side as well, but I think it's going to be a line ball, either a line ball or a free for Craobh. Ball played across into the centre, but they're just not able to get the better of St. Bridget's in there.
No, and it has to be said, one of Bridget's marquee backs is Donnacha Ryan. He's not the type of player that's going to hurl a load of ball, but he'll very efficient in stopping a person or man marking, so he's done the job for Brigids today.
And Cian O'Sullivan, the great ball inside to Paul Winters. He tried to get that ball away as quickly as he could to James O'Connell. It just didn't work out the first time, but in the end they get the score nonetheless.
The extra man for Brigids there is showing that Craobh have to push up to try and get a score, but then they're left vulnerable in the back, and Johnny McGurk just in space by himself, able to put the ball over.
That's 2 scores for Johnny McGurk in the last few minutes as well. And finally, Craobh do get the response that they were looking for.
James Finn there, the latest score.
So it's petering out at this stage. In spite of that James Finn score, it's very much St. Bridget's on top in this game, and they might finish it off with a little bit of a flourish and another goal. Oh, that should really have been the goal. Terrific shot.
No, that's a pity. Owen Dunn deserved that. He's been probably man of the match today and deserved the goal.
St. Bridget's winning the free out. Jack O'Neill. Got a bit of a knock there as well.
Paul Winters in no rush to take this. The game has kind of petered out, and it's just waiting for Sean Stack to blow it up now.
Well, we've gone into time added on, and a second half that started well for Craobh Chiarain, but really once Bridges got back into their stride, there was really no doubt about who was going to be the winner here. Johnny McGurk taking this one. He's going to drop a little bit short, but the opportunity is still there. James O'Connell battling for it, doesn't get to it. Craobh tidy it up. Good quick ball out there as far as Stephen O'Brien. He in turn can't get any action out of that. And Cian O'Sullivan will go for the score. And I suppose that's fair reflection of Cian O'Sullivan. Had a great first half, a quieter second half, but that was a great score.
Yeah, and it was Cian O'Sullivan's turnover that won the ball in the first place, so great score.
You could hear that sense of anticipation as he struck that ball. They were waiting and waiting and waiting, and it dropped over the crossbar.
You can just see Vincent's down here on the left outside the dressing room watching, and with Coola behind the goal. Either team looking on at these now will be worried facing against Bridges. They've been seriously impressive this match.
And I suppose there is a general feeling though in Dublin that this year's winner might come from the second match rather than from this match, which is dangerous thinking for any team if that happens.
Absolutely, overconfidence has been the fault of a lot of teams in the past, and Brigids here have been again seriously impressive. They've a lot of talent throughout their team, and it's not just one person that's winning the game for them. They've 5 or 6 forwards there and a couple of backs that are putting in great performances. So
as that ball dropped over the line perhaps, or the referee's given a free out, the long ball in was from Robbie Mahon, and while Alan Nolan caught it, and I thought he might have gone over the line, the referee said there was an infringement in the small parallelogram, so instead it's a free out for Alan Nolan.
No, and the underdog tag takes pressure off Bridges that they're going into a final with nothing to lose. They're facing down 2 of the Hurling giants in Dublin, Vincent's or Coola, and they'll go into that attitude with a siege mentality that no one gave them a chance in the first place to be there, and they're going to try to prove everyone wrong. So they're actually in a great position going into the final.
And of course a great thing too also is for a lot of young players, they know no fear, and that one goes all the way. I don't think Alan Nolan was expecting that to come all the way through to him. It did, and it ended up in the back of the net.
Alan Nolan would be disappointed with that. He sets his standards very high, but a long ball into the box like that is 50-50 at the best of times, and really anything can happen from it. But as I said, he's high standards that he set himself. He'll be disappointed with that.
Well, Owen Dunn, who should have perhaps had a goal a moment ago, could he get one now? He's brought down. The referee has decided that that wasn't inside the penalty area, so he's going to give this one from 20 metres out. This will be the final flourish, I think, for this first semi-final. In the end, the margin is 6 points, or at least it is at the moment. I suspect it'll be a little bit more now as Johnny McGurk faces up to this one as well. No trouble to Johnny McGurk. Brigids are on their way. That increases the margin to 7 points again. The final whistle has blown. St. Brigids can celebrate. Sean Stack brings the first of the day Senior A Hurling Championship semi-finals to an end. Victory in the end for St. Brigids. And I suppose we'd have to say fair result. They really did dominate the game throughout, and they were always that couple of goals better.
Absolutely. Brigids well-deserved win there. They'll be delighted, two aspects to get through to the final obviously, but they'll also be delighted with the performance they got there. They really excelled, and a lot of players was a coming of age. For Keane Sullivan, who has been threatening against Nafina and has been threatening the whole championship, really exploded onto the scene. Owen Dunn showed he can live up to the pressure, that was a tough game, and Bridges really rely on him for puck out options, so again a super performance. There's not an awful lot of negative things you can say against Bridges there. I suppose Craobh will be disappointed that they didn't put in the performance that they wanted and the performance they've been putting in all year. So it's a hard story to tell between Bridges being very impressive and Craobh being disappointed with their own performance.
Bridges just imposed their game on Craobh. Craobh, as you said, wanted a battling game, but Bridges decided no, we're not going to keep it that tight. Keep it running, and that's when their young players and their forwards in particular, they were making hay at that stage.
Yeah, and they engaged in very little off the ball stuff. Craobh tried to bring that into the game, and that's what gave teams like Craobh energy. But Bridget's just our hurling team. They've a lot of young lads, and they just wanted to get on with it. And the style of hurling they're playing is a joy to watch. That they're quick ball in, they're trying flicks, they're playing with the freedom, as I've said, throughout the game. So either team, Vincent's or Kula, will be watching that game, and they'll be have a lot of headaches to deal with going into the next game.
Certainly. Well, we'll have that next game for you shortly. Well, victory in the end in this first semi-final for St. Brigids, their first Senior A final since 2003. 16 years they've waited. It'll be a huge occasion for the club. As I said, their footballers are out of the competition this year, so their focus now will be totally on their hurlers. So it's going to be a great couple of weeks in their lead up to the county final. Who their opponents on October the 20th will be, well, we'll soon find out, because you can also see the full second half semi-final between Kula and St. Vincent's right here on Dubs TV. Throw in for that is at 4:30. Join Owen O'Donnell and me then. But for the moment, we leave you on the final scoreline in the first of the afternoon Senior A Hurling semi-finals. It's St. Bridget's 2 goals and 17 points. Craobh Chiarain 1 goal and 13.